After being told by Ahsoka Tano to head to the planet of Tython in search of an ancient Jedi temple, Mando and Grogu are flying through space, with the bounty hunter having the child practice his force skills with the ball from the ship, with Mando also telling him that if they find a Jedi, Grogu will need to go with them for proper training. Unable to land at the top of the mountain in his ship, Mando parks it somewhere in the valley, while using his jetpack to fly himself and Grogu up to the top of the mountain in search of the ancient stone Ahsoka had referred to in the previous episode. Unsure on how it's all supposed to work, Mando sits Grogu atop the seeing stone, while looking around for a possible control switch, and is distracted by the arrival of the slave Eye, only to turn around and see the child is now using his powers properly on the stone, creating an impenetrable force field around him. Mando heads off to buy Grogu some time and comes face to face with Boba Fett, who appears very scarred and is after the armor Mando acquired from Cobb Vanth on Tatooine. While Mando threatens to kill Fett and leave, the former bounty hunter notes that if he does so his sharpshooter will shoot the child, with the sniper revealed to be Fennec Shand, confirming the hooded figure at the end of Chapter 5 to be Boba. After agreeing to holster their weapons, the three have a talk, in which Boba reveals he found Fennec left for dead similar to himself, and helped her by installing cybernetics into her wounded area to keep her alive, resulting in Fennec being in Boba's service. Their conversation is cut short, however, by the sudden arrival of a stormtrooper transport, with Mando trying his hardest to pull Grogu from the stone, only to be pushed back by the force field. Meanwhile, Fennec and Boba engage in a gunfight with the stormtroopers aboard the transport ship, Boba also utilizing a staff-like weapon to take down a number of stormtroopers advancing on the hill. The stormtroopers elect to pull out heavier artillery. Boba and Fennec must use the environment around them to help, with the latter pushing down a large boulder to run over a handful of stormtroopers, including one manning a turret. A second ship suddenly arrives, forcing Mando to head down and join the fight just as Grogu finishes what he was doing on the stone, but saves Fennec just as it seems she's surrounded, utilizing his Beskar armor as a shield for Fennec. The two are then saved by Boba, who has recovered his armor from the Razor Crest, and takes down the remaining stormtroopers with ease and shoots down the ships as they try to escape. After a moment of respite, a large blaster shot suddenly soars down from the sky and destroys the Razor Crest, and utilizing his scanners Mando sees Moff Gideon's ship hovering in the atmosphere and races back to the child. As they race back to Grogu, Gideon engages his Dark Troopers, a group of robotic soldiers who descend on the mountaintop and kidnap the child just as he awakens, and without his jetpack Mando can do nothing but watch. Though Boba is prepared to shoot down the trooper carrying Grogu, Mando asks him to pull back and Boba follows them to Gideon's ship and stating that the Empire are back as he notices it to be an Imperial cruiser. Rummaging through the ashy remains of his ship, Mando is able to find the Beskar spear Ahsoka gave to him, as well as the metallic ball beloved by Grogu. Boba shows Mando his chain code that's been encoded in his armor and confirms his father, Jango, was a foundling and fought in the Mandalorian civil wars, assuring Mando the armor belongs to Boba. Given the initial trade deal was for the safety of the child for the armor, Boba and Fennec believe themselves to be in Mando's debt and insist on helping him track down the child. In need of assistance from more than just Boba and Fennec, Mando and the group head back to Navarro and reunite with Cara Dune, now Marshal for the New Republic in the town, in search of someone in the prison registry revealed to be Migs Mayfield, who was last seen left by Mando to rot aboard a prison ship in the Dylestry system. Mayfield is currently serving 50 years in the Carthan chop fields for springing a prisoner and being an accessory to the death of a New Republic officer. Mando is looking to spring Mayfield for help tracking down Moff Gideon's cruiser, and though initially showing hesitation to help given her new position with the New Republic, Dune shows a look of concern upon learning the Empire has the child. Aboard Gideon's cruiser, which is flying through the stars in hyperspace, we see Grogu is using his powers of the Force to fight off two stormtroopers in his cell while Gideon watches from the doorway in curiosity. However, after taking down the two, Grogu finds himself weakened to a point of fainting and Gideon shows him the Darksaber, which the child seemingly remembers from his past, but before he can grab it or use his Force powers on Gideon, a stormtrooper stuns Grogu to sleep. Gideon commands one of his lackeys to send an encoded message to Dr. Pershing confirming they have their midichlorian donor, leaving Grogu cuffed and asleep in the cell.